The U.S. Congress has placed Ribadu Kwakwanso on its terror list as a Fulani ethnic militia leader. You see the one sponsoring the way because he's the leader of Fulani. According to a report by Daily Trust on Wednesday, February 11th, 2026, in a development that has sent ripples through the Nigerian political landscape, members of the United States Congress have introduced a high-stakes bill targeting prominent figures and ethnic organizations in Nigeria. The proposed legislation, titled the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026, specifically names former Kano State Governor and 2023 presidential candidate Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, alongside several Fulani groups, as potential targets for federal sanctions. The bill, introduced on Tuesday, February 10, 2026, aims to hold individuals and entities accountable for what U.S. lawmakers describe as severe violations of various freedom and escalating violence in Nigeria's Middle Belt and northern regions. Alongside Kwankwaso, the bill explicitly names the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, and Miyetti Allah Cattle Aure. The bill was spearheaded by Republican Representatives Riley Moore and Chris Smith, the latter of whom chairs the House of Foreign Affairs Africa Subcommittee. The lawmakers argue that the Nigerian government has failed to prosecute perpetrators of religiously motivated violence, leaving communities, particularly Christians and moderate Muslims, vulnerable. The United States, as a Christian nation, as such, we must stand with persecuted Christians around the world, stated Representatives really more upon the bill's introduction, saying our legislation will build upon the momentum of President Trump's efforts to end the persecution of our brothers and sisters in Christ in Nigeria. Representative Chris Moore echoed these sentiments, highlighting the need for international pressure. The United States has a responsibility to stand with victims of religious persecution globally. This legislation will help ensure that individuals and groups who perpetrate these abuses cannot operate with impunity. The inclusion of Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, a major political figure and leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, marks a significant escalation of how the U.S. views Nigeria domestic actors. The bill alleges that those named have either directly participated in or tolerated systematic violence by non-state actors involving religious justifications. If the bill passes, the U.S. executive branch would be required to submit a comprehensive report within 90 days identifying all sanctioned individuals, potentially altering the diplomatic sanction of several of Nigeria's most powerful figures. Okay. If the news is true, there is no smoke without fire. I'm sure a lot of Nigerians will be surprised or disappointed, because when you look at Kwankwaso is that kind of person that is more inclined with politics. Though he might be a Muslim, but when you talk about all these people who are mingling with these bandits and the rest of them, I don't think if they are even naming them, if at all Kwankwaso is part of them, it should be at his name should be under the list. If you have like 1,000 people, his name should be appearing maybe 900 and something, because Nigerians already have a mindset of those who should be on the list in the first place. Of course, nobody is going to be arguing that, but if his name should be in the list, he should be at the bottom, not just singling him out. We know people that their names have been mentioned with alongside with all these bandits. So it's just a shocking thing. Why some people are trying to make it seem that it's political. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed, because this whole thing is not really it's not really what people really expect. Kwankwaso must be brought to book and answer all he has done he has been indicted for. If Miyetti is in the list, then Ribadu, Tinubu's NSA, is their number one supplier of weapons. Shettima is also in the list, and Tinubu is their chief sponsor and supporter of Kwara Buying. Who is behind the scheme against Kwankwaso? Maybe there are things that some of us don't even know. Politically motivated. I was wondering what gave that gave their current governor the guts to defect to APC. Maybe he has the knowledge of information about what is about to happen to Kwankwaso. Even in policy self, I don't even trust Kwankwaso in the first place, because he's neither here nor there. Because we've been hearing that he's going to be deputy or deputized Obi, the same man who said this and this and that. And again, he's going to be deputizing Peter Obi in 2027. We all know the role he played in 2023. And in this 2026, he was saying that there's no way he's going to accept to be Obi's deputy after he had already agreed. He said because no northerner will ever vote for any Igbo person. They don't believe in any Igbo presidency, so it will be difficult for him. That is the reason he's giving. Of course, there's still consultation here and there, but to me, I don't even trust him, because this man is a chameleon. So, like I said from the beginning, let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens at the end of the day, because the whole thing is just confusing. Why some people is saying that it's politically motivated. APC at work, APC social media, not US Congress. He failed to join them. That is the main reason behind the so-called threats. You think so? Could this be true? Kwankwaso is one northerners who cut across ethnic divides that can be regarded as a true nationalist. I am surprised that he's been listed as a terror promoter. I don't understand the thing. He shocked me too. But it's just that we can't vouch for anybody at this stage. So, like, guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this. Thank you.